Yeah, today. In the last minute. Oh, the hat. So you'll see here the powerful hat that I have here. Protects your skull from flying objects. It's also white. It's a hat. It's a construction hat because we're going to talk about building something new and exciting. And we're going to pass the hat around, and we're going to ask you to put some money in it. Just like church. I know you're all good churchgoers. Amen. Hallelujah. Yeah.
Testify.
You put your card in here. I'll take care of that for you. So yes, the hat will be around. Seth will be in charge of the hat.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you, Seth, for volunteering. And that's about it. Nick, you want to get this party started here?
Okay, is AV ready to go?
Are we rolling?
Okay,
We're at
great.
speed?
Okay.
Good.
All right, thank you. Welcome, everybody, to the Hackerspace Initiative Talk. I'm Nick Farr. I'm the treasurer of the Hacker Foundation. That's Jesse Krems. He's the president of the Hacker Foundation.
You can tell I'm the president by the way I dress. You can tell he's the treasurer by the way he dresses.
Just to set you guys up, these are some of the things that we hope to answer today. One of the things that I noticed when I went to Germany for the 23rd Chaos Communications Congress is that in Europe, their hackerspaces are really great, and there's no reason why we shouldn't be doing that here. And I know many of you may not be acquainted with hackerspace networks in Europe, so we're going to explain a little bit of that and sort of set up the next question, which is more about US hackerspaces. We've had hackerspaces in this country just as long as they have had in Europe, but our hackerspaces tend to have no more than a 5-year lifespan.
Suck.
And I'm good. Yeah, CBS. And so what I hope to do is explain from a sociological perspective why we believe that is. And then going into sort of the meat of the talk, why we think the hacker community in the United States should start building hackerspaces. And of course, pointing out why are hackerspaces necessary.
Awesome.
Just to give you a general outline of where we're going with this, part one, we're going to try to define what hackerspaces are and why they're necessary. Part two, we're going to sort of pick through the sociological reasons why hackerspaces in the US tend to die. And then part three, again, the meat of the talk, how we're trying, through the Hackerspaces Initiative, to help local groups, people in your community, your hacker groups, the people that you get together with at 2600 DEF CON groups meetings, get together, get organized, and start building a hackerspace in your community.
You might have read that from the program that got you here in the first place.
First, Jesse's going to...
Right. I'm going to talk about the foundation because some of you may not know what the foundation does. Who here knows what the foundation is and does and all about it? Yeah, you're on the board, Christine. You don't count. You're asking to be on the board. You plant. Anybody else? You guys have no... You know what it is. So who here knows what it is? Okay, good. I have a good reason to talk about it. So we're a 501c3. Nick and I got together in 2003 and did some paperwork and talked about it and talked about it and talked about it. And then we filed paperwork with the IRS, and they got back to us in 2004. Yes, bureaucracy, 1 year of waiting for paperwork. And so we are officially a 501c3 that does money, essentially. Hackers are bad at paperwork, and I'm really bad at paperwork. And that's why I wanted to do this, is that I wanted someone else to do the paperwork because it's more important for you to be doing hacker stuff and not doing paperwork. And we wanted to give you access to funding. So that's the why of us. And so we've got these two new things on the board this year. One's the funds initiative, which I'm going to talk about right now. The funds it's like paying taxes for things you actually want. Hope that sounds okay. But the idea is that we've created a bunch of funds, Khan Scholarship, College Scholarship, Kiva Fund, where you can contribute money, and then there's a means to get that money out, or it's used in the name of hackers in the US to get us good press or public support. And you can also roll your own fund. We did that for Metasploit. They have a fund that's serving them pretty well. They're raking in the cash. What's the number, Nick, this month?
I'm not sure, but they've had a lot of donation activity in the past 72 hours.
Yeah,
also talk about Johnny Long, who's going to
Uganda.
Uganda.
Yeah. So Johnny Long, who knows who he is? He's a great guy, right? Fun, tons of fun. Nice man. He's going to Africa, and we're helping him raise funds. We're doing the matching program with the company that he works with so that he can go to Africa and do some tech stuff in the field in Uganda and some medical work and some construction work in Uganda. Your standard, I'm a good person. I'm going to Africa to go help. And that's stuff we do things, we channel money for you in the proper ways. All right, Hackers on a Plane is way cooler than money. Hackers on a Plane. Can I say it? Can I say it? I want these motherfucking hackers on this motherfucking plane. Yeah! Okay, so here we go. DEF CON's awesome. CCC Camp is awesome. CCC Camp is like 3 days after DEF CON this year. So what are we going to do? We're going to get on a plane, and we're going to fly from one to the other. Go cheaper this time, so you can actually go. Got your admission for DEF CON, got your admission for CCC Camp, get you in at the American quote-unquote embassy at CCC Camp, Camp Anaconda. Yeah, Camp Anaconda. Everyone loves that. And we also got return flights, so you're not stuck there. And we're trying to take care of a lot of the annoying paperwork with, customs. You'll need a passport and all that, but it'll be totally awesome. And it's going to be pretty exciting. And that's the little thing. We're going to go from here to here.
Now, Jesse, where are we going to be landing? We're taking off in Las Vegas, but where are people going to land?
Okay, so you're going to fly to Germany. You're going to land at the big airport, Frankfurt. You're going to go through customs, so we don't all have to get back on the plane and fly back. Individually, by the way, not as a group. And then we're going to take a chartered airplane directly to the convention, land at the airstrip where the convention is. We're going to get off the back of the plane. It'll be like one of those scenes from a movie. I don't know which movie, but a cool movie. We're going to walk slowly. The plane is not going to explode like a Jerry Bruckheimer film, though. And we're going to go to our privately set up camp for us by the Germans. Yes. Conair. No, we thought about that name, too. But
Okay. Cool. Thank you, Jesse.
No problem. Now I get to do the hard part.
No, the volunteer.
Volunteers. So, as you can figure out by the way I talk and how I deport myself, we need help, and lots of it. So we need help for project liaison officers. Those are people that work with projects. Volunteer coordinators, people that coordinate volunteers. Very exciting stuff. Grant coordination, fundraising, and marketing and PR help. So if you want to help us and you think we're doing good stuff, let us know because, well, we do need the help.
And the thing is, we know there are a lot of people in the community who do these sorts of things in their day job. And, might not be mad coders like they once were, but are saying, I do these sorts of things in my day job, and I'd like to be able to use the skills that I'm developing in my career to be able to help the community. And the Hacker Foundation acts as a conduit for you to be able to do that. So if you do any of these things professionally, if you have done any of these things professionally,
you know people that do this professionally?
Right. Donate your expertise to the rest of the community through the Hacker Foundation. Get in touch with us. Our website, hackerfoundation.org, that has all the information that you need to contact us so that you can get to work to help the community.
So now it's important. Now comes the next thing. I think I covered this topic, put money in the hat, shake them down.
And also, for those of you who have been to the Con Suite, you know that we have those donation buckets set up for our various different funds. If there's something like that you're interested in...
That guy's going for his wallet. Get his money right there.
Yeah,
I'm trying to become a better fundraiser.
Come visit us in the Con Suite, have a good time hanging out, enjoy all the free food, enjoy the company, enjoy the better network connection. And, if there's something that you like that you're interested in, put your money towards it.
And Al was wondering about Amex. Yes, we do accept Amex and corporate Amex through our website. In denominations as high as $1 bajillion if you want to give it to us. It's a wonderful way to give money. And you can give money, if you don't have cash on you right now, you can go to the foundation website and donate there, and that would be very handy as well. Yeah, where is the Con Suite, Nick?
The Con Suite is on the second floor. Take the elevators up to the second floor. When you get out of the elevators, go right. It's all the way at the end of the hall. It's the only open door on the left-hand side.
Dude, did you do this before, Seth? You do. You're really doing it, really. Yeah. We got to give you one of those sticks so you can get way back in the back rows there. All right. I like this.
Okay.
So let's. So do your thing. You want me to run the click?
Yeah, could you?
This
okay.
is what I'm really good at. I'm going to stop talking.
Thank you, Jesse. Just to introduce, we started the Hackerspaces Initiative. This is an internal project to HF. Most HF projects right now are ways that we help different groups who are running things outside of the foundation. This is something that people within the foundation are working on. The mission statement of the Hacker Foundation sort of defines what we're trying to do. And a lot of the things that we set out to do in our mission statement we're realizing require some kind of physical presence. They require an infrastructure in real space to be able to accomplish. And that's why the Hackerspaces initiative is a really important thing, so that we can continue to do the work that we set out to do. This is the synopsis of what our mission statement is all about. We have 5 key values. The first thing is, anything that the Hacker Foundation does has to be sustainable. It has to be something that can continue on indefinitely. There's so many things in the hacker community, a lot of different projects that fork, that die. The primary maintainer loses his leadership role or just decides to do something else and the project dies. It's critical for the hacker community to start working on things that have sustainability built in right into it. And that's why that's a very important part of our mission statement. Next point, equitable. A lot of things in the hacker community are closed off. They're a core group of friends that, don't like to bring in outsiders. A lot of hackers in this country, you don't see this so much in Europe, but in this country you see people building walls around themselves and what they're doing to send out to the rest of the world. One of the things that the Hacker Foundation...
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good rake. Thank you, Seth. Hacker Foundation projects need to be open, inclusive, equitable, bringing everybody else in. This leads into collaborative development. True collaborative development means that anybody with the right talent, the right skills, at the right time can help work on the project. We open and actively encourage anybody that's working with the Hacker Foundation to do things collaborative and to set up their internal systems in a way that allows people with the right talents to be able to contribute to the project effectively. Innovative is not so hard. Hackers are pushing the edge of the envelope all the time, but it's important to mention that Hacker Foundation projects need to be pushing the envelope. They need to be on the leading edge. It's not something, we really don't want to start doing things that other groups and other outfits are doing. This is purposely why Hacker Foundation doesn't take part in projects that are technical, overtly political, things like that, because that's what the EFF is for. They're out there doing the political thing. Now, if there's something that you want to accomplish politically that requires a technical project behind it before you can continue, the Hacker Foundation is here to help you with that technical project. But if you're doing things politically, if you want to get involved with what the EFF is doing, do that. That's a very important thing, but that's not what the Hacker Foundation is about. This is something that the Germans had a hard time understanding. And of course, for it to be a nonprofit, for it to be a 501c3, for donations to the Hacker Foundation to be tax deductible in the United States, there has to be an altruistic element to it. All HSI funding models have to qualify in and of themselves under the rubric that the IRS sets out in the tax code, because any donations to the Hacker Foundation are tax deductible, and we have to make sure that everybody that's working with the Hacker Foundation maintains that so that we don't lose our status. The real core value, what these 5 key values feed into, is facilitate local access to information and technological resources. And so getting more back to hackerspaces, we've sort of identified 4 types of different hackerspaces, just to let you know what we're referring to as hackerspaces. The first kind, which the American hacker scene is very, very good at, local gatherings. DEF CON groups, 2600, BinRev, local groups that meet periodically in temporal space. The United States does really, really well and has been doing really well for a really long time. So when you get together, with a group of buddies at your local 2600 meeting, that is a temporary hackerspace right there.
It's a gateway into the deeper, darker hacker lifestyle.
Okay. And then,
It's enlightening, though.
all right, moving on from there, something that's, the next step up from the local gathering is a hackerspace where you're at. Hacker conventions are another temporal hackerspace that occupies space for a set amount of time, get together, and enjoy in community and get things done.
You might notice you're at one.
But these temporal spaces, which means that these spaces are limited in time from the outset, is that occasionally, NotaCon is an exception to this, but when you go to a lot of other HackerCons and you've never been to a HackerCon, you're there by yourself, you want to engage with the community, hackers in this country really aren't good at inviting people. The normal process of community in the hacker scene in the United States is, to build up a thing and acquire members. But there's that membership gap. There's that general barrier to entry that makes it really hard for somebody who's never been to a HackerCon before, who doesn't know how hackers interact face-to-face, to be able to meaningfully interact with the community right from the outset. There's a learning curve there that is a disadvantage to a temporal space that we think, and that when we're designing hackerspaces, we're